again. And you're in luck. We have another story from the wonderful world of Randy on the Main Street Randyland YouTube channel. This is where you see all the really cool stuff, the stuff that everybody wants to see and asks about. People can actually play most of the stuff in my arcade on the boardwalk at Tributes and Traditions, the Retro Arcade at 2900 Boardwalk, Magnolia Avenue. It's in Wildwood, New Jersey. But you guys who are sitting out in television land, you only get to see it on the YouTube channel. And if you want to continue seeing more, you have to help us out. The subscribe button.
Lucky.
It's really important. Lucky Ducky. Lucky Ducky. And crispy. What is this thing constantly? Lucky Ducky, crispy. I mean, we hear it all the time. It drives people insane. I don't even hear it anymore. Lucky, Ducky, Plucky, Clucky, and crispy. Well, maybe we'll talk about that since we're over here. It's Wac-A-Doodle-Doo. This is what it is. It's made by Sega. Wac-A-Doodle-Doo. It's actually not that old. Most of my games are really old, mechanical type things. This is more in the realm of my more modern stuff. I don't know without looking it up. Some people are connoisseurs of memorizing dates and stuff like this, and they're Poindexters that know, oh, I know that was made in October of 1979, or I don't know. It was made in the 90s, I'm guessing because of the type of circuitry that's in it. I would be surprised if it was made in 2000. Oh, that's possible. It's got Lucky, Plucky, Lucky, Ducky,
and
crispy. We know. It's got a dot matrix display. Now, they didn't have that in the 80s, so it has to be 90s or 2000. It probably has the insignia somewhere on the machine. To me, that's not crazy important. I know some of you out there are like, he doesn't even know when it was made. Listen, I have thousands of machines. I don't memorize stuff like that. I have to worry about the circuitry, keeping them running, and things like that, the important stuff. So you guys who know the dates, thank you. So, what is this? What is Wac-A-Doodle-Doo? Why do I have a Wac-A-Doodle-Doo? Well, to explain it to you like this. When I was a little Randy, I was born in 1960, my parents used to take me to Lucky Ducky, and crispy. Thank you. My parents used to take me to the Steel Pier in Atlantic City, New Jersey. The Steel Pier was a wonderful pier. It's not the same Steel Pier that they have today. Don't be fooled. Steel Pier was an entertainment pier. It was almost a pier of vaudeville. They had big theaters with live stage shows and films, the circus, the water circus. They had stores. You could spend your whole day at the Steel Pier in Atlantic City. And we did many times. But one of the things they had as unusual things was they had these machines with animals in them. Real live animals. And they were just about this size. They are probably the inspiration for the Wac-A-Doodle-Doo. The machine, Lucky, Plucky, Ducky, and crispy. The machine was in two parts, and it had a wall in the middle with a door, little door that would open and close. And different machines had different animals. The most popular ones were chickens. They also had your skunk. They had your hamster. I don't even know what all the things they had, but they had different ones with different animals. But they had a few that were chickens. And one in particular, the chicken would be on one side. You'd put your coin in, the little door would open, and the chicken would go through the door to the other side, and he'd peck the keys on a little piano. And he'd play a song. And after he's done playing you the song, he'd stop, he'd go back to the other side through the door, and when he went through the other side, the door would slam behind him, and the machine would dispense some kernels of corn, and the chicken would eat. Lucky. Lucky, Ducky, and Crispy. So the chicken would know to do the trick because it's going to be rewarded by getting food. Another one, the chicken went to the other side. There was a turntable. And the turntable had like sandpaper on it. And the machine played music. The chicken would get up on the turntable and he would scratch his feet as the turntable was turning around. He'd be scratching his feet, turning around. And then the chicken would go back to the other side, door would slam, he'd get some food. You're not allowed to do that anymore. So you have to do the next thing. You make simulated chickens. So the Wac-A-Doodle-Doo is Lucky, Plucky, Ducky, and Crispy. Okay. Well, these guys are in there all day long. You don't have to water them. And they've been getting beat up, so they're going to need a little bit of work again. As a matter of this he's got his head turned around, like somebody hit his head around there. And this guy's a little bold, but his head looks a little high to me, so my guess is his piston is probably stuck. But maybe they'll play for us. It works on the same order of the old whack-a-mole, but originally, this is played with a hammer. Looking for the hole. See the hole here? There would be a wire coming out with one of those mallets, and the buttons would light up, and you'd bang, 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 bang. How long you think that's gonna last? So unnecessary. So I don't have a hammer because there's no reason you can't hit the buttons. Lucky, Ducky, and Crispy. So you just tap the buttons. It doesn't take a lot of energy to tap the buttons. I don't do that on my Wacky Gator either because a lot of Wacky Gators, where the alligators come out, they're broken. You know why? Because they give you a mallet and people bang and bang and bang and they try to bang their head. They try to break the alligators. It's unnecessary. You just have to tap them. I do use mallets on my whack-a-mole because those are ceramic and it would hurt your hand to hit it as hard as you have to hit it because of the pneumatic pistons. But on Wacky Gator and Wac-A-Doodle-Doo, there's no reason you can't just play with your hands. And if there's a problem with that, then there's probably a problem with you. So we have to find the key, and I know it's here because I didn't bring any quarters. And here it is. Oh, it goes the other way. Look at that. Lucky, Ducky, and Crispy. Now, in order to get the full effect, because it has an interlock circuit, and by opening the door, it stopped blinking the buttons. I have to close my door to get power to my buttons, because the buttons actually use a little bit of a high amperage in order to hit those lights. We wouldn't want to give some kid who thinks he's an arcade mechanic sticking his hand in there a shock. So,
Ducky, Wac-A-Doodle-Doo.
Wac-A-Doodle-Doo.
Ready,
set,
go.
I thought I did better than that. I don't know, but that's Wac-A-Doodle-Doo. Aren't they fun? Aren't they nice? And you know what's really interesting? That's not simulated hay. See that in there? I think they used real hay. Because Lucky, Ducky, and Crispy. Because when I open that to service it, it knocks me out because of the stench of the hay. Now they're in there, they don't care. They live in stench. I don't live in stench. I don't know if we could pull this out or not to treasure. It's hard to pull it out. Oh, look, there's fans on top of it. That's going to make it even harder. Come on, come on. Now it's wedged in there pretty good, even though it's on wheels. So I'm gonna get a little assistance. Come on.
Plucky, Lucky, Lucky, Ducky,
And crispy. Okay, we know. Over we go. Now you Poindexters out there, they like to say, oh, I think that uses Sega pinball boards from the night. It does. And a lot of Wac-A-Doodle-Doos, there weren't that many made, were destroyed because the pinball boards were worth a lot of money. So they killed the Wac-A-Doodle-Doos to take the pinball boards.
Lucky,
Lucky, Ducky,
Lucky,
Ducky,
and
crispy. So here it is. Yes, you have your CPU soundboard combination made by Sega and your power board, driver board combination. Typical. All you Sega people out there who play Sega pinballs, they know. It works like any other pinball machine. The other side is basically, oh look, it's not even, I got a screw in it. I don't use it because that's for your ticket dispensers. I'm not running tickets, doesn't matter. Are you ready? Ready? Did you get a whiff? Oh, can you smell that at home? I can smell it, it's making me crazy. All right, well this is how you service your chickens. You stick your hand under there. Lucky, Ducky, Plucky. Here's your dot matrix display.
and crispy.
I have this in there because I've had to service the board so many times that the prods have broken off and it doesn't sit in its spot anymore, and I don't want to have to replace the nylon towers. Yes, I'll do all this stuff. All this stuff I'll do, but I won't take the time to put those nylon standoffs when they break off on the board. Why? Because I'm the mechanic. And I'm the one who has to constantly take these things apart. And I'm not an idiot, and I know I'm not going to short that board out because I put bubble wrap around it. Oh, the bubble wrap's going to cause it to overheat. It's going to burn. Hasn't happened yet. So don't worry about it. I know what I'm doing, trust me. So you got to get all this stuff on your hands. This cup here, that's shoved up his butt because this one's had diarrhea. Now, we can't be too careful. We don't want to ruin the hay, so we have the cup shoved under his butt to catch the diarrhea. They use your regular solenoid piston, pushing your head up and down. And while I do have it open, I should take the time to free up the piston on chicken number 3, which seems to be in a stuck position, but I don't have any lubricant with me, and my arm is already getting itchy. Look, I got it on my shirt now. I'm gonna have this for the rest. It's called hay fever. So we'll close that up and we'll play with the chicken another time. They're not going anywhere. Look at this, look at this. This is what I get. This is only part of the sacrifices that I make for you. And with all I do, did you press that subscribe button for me? It's the least you could do. Look at this, look at this. You gotta press the subscribe button so that we are able to continue to bring these wonderful, crazy, fun videos from Main Street Randyland. I can't even say that. The Main Street Randyland YouTube channel. Right here, we're at the Retro Arcade Tributes and Traditions on the Boardwalk in Wildwood, New Jersey, 2900 Boardwalk at Magnolia Avenue. Lucky, Ducky, crispy. All right, we know that we know. So you can come out and you can actually play Wac-A-Doodle-Doo yourself. And if you're not and you live 5,000 miles away, at least push the subscribe button. Wouldn't that be fun? We appreciate it. So we're gonna say thanks again, and we will see you next time for another fun video of stuff from the amazing world, the wonderful world of Randy and all his stuff. And I got so much stuff, so much stuff. We could do this forever. I have 40 tractor trailers filled with stuff. Not to mention all the other stuff that's everywhere in other buildings. Stuff. We'll see you next time. Bye.